And we back. Welcome to Spin Sessions, the platform to have an open conversation, not just with the spinners, the superstars that they are, but as well as the spectators, the promoters, and the guys changing tires in the back, working hard in the sun. This is a conversation between us as a whole community, the landscape of this spinning movement, this culture that is not only exploded on the South African scene, but now is officially on the international scene. We got spinners traveling not just locally, but internationally, showcasing South African talented individuals at their best. This is Spin Sessions. And we are about to deliver a freshly packaged season of Spin Sessions, and the lovely Miss Lamese, piloting the E30 box shape. I'm a multi-valve spinner in her own right, is here on the, I was going to call it a couch, but it's actually a chair. How are you doing, Miss Lamese?
I'm good, and you, Vic?
I'm good. How does it feel to be in the seat of Spin Sessions?
Very privileged to be here, Vic. Very, and excited.
I got to give
Just
you
a
love
bit
there. Got to
nervous.
give you love there. Miss Lamese, straight into it, man. You're a female in this world of spinning. There's a lot of up-and-coming ladies. You are one of them. How does it feel to be a girl in this crazy world we call spinning?
I would say it's very nice because you get a lot of attention, I won't lie. But then again, there is its downs where it's a male-dominated sport, so mostly it's like when it comes to booking, it's mostly males than females. And when it comes to like, how can I say?
Anything, no.
Like when it comes to bookings, mostly book males, and for females, like you have to fight for that
So
spot.
do you think that's strictly because they're boys, or do you feel that maybe, you know, they've been exposed a little bit more on different pitches naturally as opposed to girls? Why do you think males are still being booked, and I say this loosely, more than females?
I think because they booked more at events and they've gained the recognition more than females have.
You know, there's always a lot of conversation that girls always want their separate competition, whether it be the premier event Red Bull Shai Moto. They've got their separate competition with Spinderella that's held at Wheels and Smoke. How do you feel about having a separate competition, one just for girls, one for guys, or do you feel the girls can battle just as equal as their male counterparts on the pitch?
That's a tough question because females are capable of everything a male can do.
Say it
That is
louder.
true.
Say it louder.
Every female is capable of everything a male can do. But then again, some females feel like it would be fair if females compete against females. Because at the moment, we're also growing, we're also improving ourselves. And for us to compete against males that already reached their peak and they mastered their craft, some females feel like it's unfair.
I'll respect that. I'll respect that opinion. I got no problem with that, and also gives a more fair platform for the girls to compete amongst themselves. Tell us a little bit about your spinning career thus far. You said it started out at Spinderella, which is the platform Ayanda does there at Wheels and Smoke. What are some of the bigger events you've spun at, and what is to date your most favorite event that you've been a part of?
I would also say my most favorite event is Spinderella because I've made a lot of friendships,
Okay.
meaningful friendships. They were famous turning into sisters. So that's one event that I'll always be grateful for.
That's a powerful statement. I like that.
Yes. My spinning career started in 2019, but I never had like a full-blown spinning career. So I would spin for like 6 months, and then 6 months I would spin. I wouldn't get booked. That's how my spinning career was. But obviously, like with any other spinning career, there's always ups and downs.
Sure, absolutely. Laugh.
So I would say where there is the downs where you're like, you know what, maybe I should quit. But then there's that passion inside of you that's like, no, but you can't. And then also you have supportive people, and you can say like fans
Sure.
that's there to support you, that always remind you that, oh, okay, there's people that's actually watching me, there's people that actually believe in me. And then you just continue with the sport. My biggest event, spinning event would be, I never really had like a big event. So it's Spinderella, I went to Kuruman, I went to Mozambique as well. Got the privilege to spend in Mozambique, yes, in Matola, Swaziland. Yeah.
So you've traveled. It's not like you're keeping it local. You've traveled. You know, I've just got to explore a little bit. What do you think some of the challenges have been for you personally as an up-and-coming spinner, whether you're a female or just as a spinner, whether in that pillar or just that one?
With the challenges, I think I would say in the beginning or on some days, as finances.
Always.
It's getting a proper mechanic for your car. Also, it's not really a challenge, but if you want to build your name as a spinner, you have to attend shows that aren't getting paid for. So it's not really a challenge, but it's one of the things that we go through as spinners. And also just like, sometimes you feel like they invite more males, and then you have to ask like, okay, can I please come to this event?
I've just got to pause and ask two questions there. Do you think they invite more male spinners just because they're male, or do you think they're headline spinners of that era, or do you think they invited just because they're boys, or do you think they've invited for their skill?
I think it's skills. They invited because they're headliners.
You know, ladies are their own headliners too. I just got to put it out there.
They are.
I got to explore something else that you said previously. So there's always a challenge in going to events and not getting paid because, as you said, financially, any motorsport is expensive, and spinning is definitely not an affordable sport by no means. Maintaining cars costs money, service parts cost money, prop shaft couplings, differentials, engines, running bearings. None of that is cost effective in any way or form. However, from my previous experience, and when a lot of people have conversations with me, I give them the same conversation, the same advice is you have to be consistent. So until you get to the point where you are considered a headliner, you have to try and attend as many shows as possible, even when you're not getting paid. Because essentially, spinning started out like that. Not everybody was getting paid in the beginning. No one got paid. It was for entertainment purposes, a couple of homeboys just getting together on the corner and just entertaining their friends and the community, and it grew from street corners to these things we call pitches. So the money kind of tainted it a little bit, kind of distorted the reason why we all started this. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with getting paid for a skill that you've developed and honed for many, many years. You should be paid because you're good at it. You put effort in it, you put energy, money, just consistency in it. However, you have to get that before you start getting paid. Like there's a lot of young up-and-coming spinners that just because they've got an E30 box and they can throw a donut and like romance a drum, almost start demanding payment. And I've always said this previously in spin sessions, you got to earn these stripes. You got to earn the stripes before you call the shots, before you start calling like numbers and like big zeros behind their checks. So my advice to you is, within your financial means, always, not just to you, but to all the up-and-coming spinners, try and attend as many events as possible, because that's where you do get exposed to your fan base, to the promoters watching, and that's where you start getting bookings. By no means is it easy or is it cheap, but if you want to be a headliner in this industry, you know, I always say hashtag keep pushing. You got to do it and do it and do it more. Tell us a little bit about your E30 box shape, what motor you're running, any advancements, any like modifications that you've done that nobody knows about.
No, like with my first, I recently built another E30 shape. That one has a bit of masala.
Flavor.
Yeah.
Yes, we like it.
I think with that one, I'm not sure what the mechanic did with it, because, you know, mechanics never
They've
tell
got
their
their secret potion. They've got their
They
secret
never-
potion.
So with the white one that I currently use, it's just a stock standard 328 engine.
Nice.
The only thing that I can say we made changes to is when you put the tokoloshi and the extra brake, and that's the extras on it.
And obviously you put the Tukaloshi in extra brake because you know you want to throw some stunts and stuff.
Yeah.
How is your view about stunting in spinning? Do you feel that it's a necessity to be able to throw stunts, or do you feel that you can be a really good precision driver and still get bookings?
I would say it's a 50-50 with that, because when it comes to stunting, it really entertains the crowd. The crowd loves stunting. That's the one thing they love. Also, with precision driving, it's just a skill also as well. That
Absolutely.
drives fans crazy. So for me, it's a 50-50 on that.
I think you've answered that really, really well. You know, everybody's entitled to their opinion. You know, I've been a part of spinning for many years, and me personally, you have to have a little bit of stunt game.
Yeah.
If you ever want to be a headliner, if you look at the top three, you know, for this conversation, guys that have been respected as headliners in the last 2 or 3 years, they've all got stunt game. And for me, I feel stunts come hand in hand with spinning. There's a lot of like competitions running about where they're like, oh no, it's just going to be precision because some of the drivers want to have stunt game, and then it's unfair. But I'm like, if you're going to be a hardcore spinner,
You have to stunt.
you know, because that's what stunting puts spinning on the map for that. Don't get me wrong, precision driving also requires skills. I can vouch for that. But man, when you're stunting, you got the whole crowd at the palm of your hand.
Yep,
You just got to have it.
you do.
When you first started out as a young spinner, who were the spinners that you were looking up to, both male or female, either or?
I'm not gonna lie. My role model and still is Kaylin. So when I first started, Kaylin was the person I always looked up to, because when I saw spinning, that was like on a male level.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this girl. So that's who I first started with, Kaylin.
She is a little dynamite package, and she's been doing
really
it from a
is.
young age. And that's one girl that I think is pretty confident, whether she's competing in an all-female competition or she's competing in an all-male and she's the only female. She throws it down, bro. She doesn't hold any punches back. And I think that's what's made her such a successful spinner, not just as a female spinner, but as an all-round spinner package. Spinning has changed a lot in the last 10 years. A lot of young bloods coming up in the ranks, a lot of veterans moving on to different motorsports or moving into different chapters of their lives. How do you feel about the young, hungry spinners looking for fame and looking for, like, you know, their own portion of their fan base?
Ayo, they're growing and they're coming with full force.
Yeah.
Full force. Because I know there's this one HO, I think, from PE.
Yeah.
That boy is skill.
Yeah, man, I saw some
Yes.
crazy videos from that. Rocking it
Massive
easy.
skill. Ayo. So I would say they should keep pushing.
Absolutely.
They should keep pushing.
Funny enough, I got a call from Cape Town, and they're like, listen, you know, this big event that's coming, Go Rebel Motor coming in the next month. They're like, is there an age limit? And for that specific event, obviously the age limit is 18. How do you feel about age limits being endorsed in competitions? Do you think it matters? Do you think we should let like 8-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 14-year-olds on high-end competitions? Do you think there should be an age limit?
This is a difficult question. Not really, but my personal view is When it comes to high-end competition, there's probably safety rules that comes with it.
Yeah.
So from a spinner's point of view, I would say no. I don't think there should be.
Yeah, no, listen, because I've seen I've seen some really young, talented spinners draw better than maybe some 30-year-olds. So I think as long as the spinner can control their vehicle and has access to all the vital pedals and brakes at any one time, so that if there's an emergency, they're able to come to a stop, I think they should be able to compete, I must be honest.
Yeah,
It gets
same.
tricky though when you're dealing with corporates because they've got to protect their brand image. They don't want anything to go wrong, insurances, etc., and that becomes a whole bunch of grey area and a lot of fine print. Now, you could have been doing absolutely anything you wanted. You could have been playing netball, female rugby, soccer. You could have been doing anything. Why did you choose to do spinning?
From a very young age, I've been attending spinning events because of my dad, my uncle. Basically, most of the males in my family is just into drag racing, into spinning, into mechanics. So from the age of 2, I've been attending spinning events.
Wow.
So I've grew up with it till now.
Let's talk a little bit about your father and your uncle. Are they spinners themselves or do they just like having hot cars?
My dad used to spin in the streets. But he
Because
never
that's where it originated from, just in case you all don't know. Yes, I'm listening carefully.
And then my uncle, I don't know if you know Nico. That's my uncle.
I did not know
And
that.
then there's another uncle also, which is Byron. So most of my uncles are into
So
spinning.
do you remember which street corners they were spinning on those times, those years?
Yeah.
What corners were? Just mention the neighborhood. You don't have to mention the
The
corner.
4 ways. They call it the 4 ways. They know.
Interesting.
They know.
Sunday
The
afternoon
4 ways.
sessions.
Almost every Sunday. Coming from drags. Yeah.
What is the drag racing
then-
entertainment? We know.
Yeah. That's where I got it from. That's how I started.
Do you remember the defining moment that you were like, yo, that's what I want to be. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Do you remember where it was and how old you were?
I think I was 17. I was 16. But I think younger. I've always dreamt of every night before I sleep.
Wow.
I would think about it and be like, yo, I also need to do this.
Was there any specific spinner or performance that ignited that spark?
It was my uncle.
Your uncle, Tio,
It was
I
my
hope you're
uncle.
watching, eh?
It was my uncle that ignited that in me.
Wow.
And then obviously when I went to spinning events, I would see everyone else and I was like, I have to be the one behind the steering wheel this time. There was a time where my uncle had a Ford Sierra. But everyone used to spin it. Like whoever could spin, they would spin the Ford Sierra.
Did it, I don't know if you know, but did it have a Rook and Quick? Did it have a V6?
Yes.
Yeah, of course it did. Of course it had a V6. What was I asking?
So at spinning events, I would always sit passenger. Always, without fail. It would be me sitting passenger. And this one time, the car couldn't start because I wasn't sitting passenger. And eventually, they started calling me the mobilizer. Because the car couldn't spin without me in it.
It was calling you, girl. It was calling you.
So then I was just like, no.
Had to be.
It had to be me behind the steering wheel.
So I know you're telling me that your specific car has got a 328, which is a straight 6 multi-valve. Is there any other specific motor that you would like to have in your car, or are you happy with running a 328 multi-valve?
I've always loved M20.
Really?
Yes. The only thing
I say
is
nothing.
that
Sam's going to love you. Sunesh is going to love you. An M20. I got a lot of respect for an M20, but please educate me why an M20.
But then again, I think it's a sound with M20.
Sure.
But then again, my heart always loved the V8 as well.
She has entered the WhatsApp conversation. Yes,
Always
V8
loved
is the way.
V8.
I know the VQ boys are coming hot and heavy the last 2 years, V6 3.5s, the baby 2.5s, and they sound phenomenal and they take a lot of beating, which I can say maybe a V8 doesn't do so well. They like to run bearings, I'm just saying, but a V8 is the way, man. Girl, this is from a throwback, but one of the very first E30 box shapes that I owned had a BMW 740 V8. It was built by Ahmad Oog out in Kaapstad. And since that E30, V8 is the way. I got respect for M20. I really do. It's a phenomenal piece of engineering tech that's been perfected here in South Africa, even though it was like invented in Germany. We made it right here. But when it comes to spinning, I love a very torquey motor, and for me, V8 all day.
That's how I was so happy when I won second place at Spinners, because my prize was an engine, which was a V8 engine.
Claim it, girl. Claim it.
Yeah.
So have you got the V8 already at home somewhere?
Yes.
Now you
Also
just got to
a
find
body.
a car. Or you just
I found a body.
Oh, well done, girl.
So it's ready to go in.
So not only did you get a V8, but I think it was the 3 you said. It was the bigger boy, the 4.3. I'm not too sure.
I think so.
Well done, girl. You're not going to be disappointed. I promise you on that. I promise you, V8 is just my thing. Make sure you take the sump and you gate it and you put like baffles in it so that when the oil it stays by the pickup. I know we're getting technical here. Make sure you do it, because in the spin car, when you're flipping the car, the oil moves side to side on the oil sump, and you want the oil to be collected here by where the pickup goes. Anyway, technical stuff. Make sure you gate it and you sump it. Just putting it out there. Before we finish up, I'm going to ask you some simple things. Where do you see spinning, especially in the female point of view, going in the next 5 years?
I think it's going to be massive in regards to females, because almost every month there's a new female spinner.
Agreed.
And there's always some little girl that's always like, I want to do this, I want to do that. I also want to become a spinner. Can you teach me? So I think, in the next few years, there's going to be a lot of female spinners.
What advice do you have for specifically young female spinners? Because you've mentioned your uncle, you've mentioned your father a lot. I presume they've been quite integral in your spinning career. What advice do you have for young females about surrounding themselves with the right team, whether it be their parents, their mechanic, their pit crew? What advice? You've been in the game for a little bit. You've had ups, you've had some downs. What free lessons can you give out to these young ladies coming up in the game?
I think I would say, as long as you have a supportive team behind you, you can achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. When you have people that's rooting for you, that's always there at your spinning events, believing in you, whatever you put your mind to, you can achieve it. And no female should fear. Just because it's a male-dominated sport doesn't mean you should have any fear.
Say it louder. I think that phrase of, it's a male-dominated sport. Here's my prediction. So we're in 2025. In the next 5 years, I think that phrase will become something that is less used. Yes. I think there's a lot of real talented ladies in the spin area, especially in South Africa. And I think in time, they keep on building on their foundation, on their skills. That word of male-dominated sport is just going to fall away to the side. Would you like to say any words of thank yous or any gratitudes, especially to your father and uncle and maybe your mom, your family that's helped you get this far? What words would you want to share with them?
I would say a major thank you to always supporting me and believing in me, with my mom, my dad, my family, because there was a lot of sacrifices that I had to make in terms of missing family events like Easter, that we always, because we're a close-knitted family that always spend a lot of time together. So when it comes to Easter and Christmas and public holidays, we're always together. So I had to make a lot of sacrifices to attend shows, and they were always understanding. When it comes to promoting my brand with my T-shirts, they're always there to support, always there to push me. When I'm doubting myself, especially my mother, she would always say, there's no reason for you to doubt. So with my parents and my family, a major thank you, because without them, I wasn't going to be here.
So, Miss Lamese, let's say you were, applying for this big position on a Hollywood production and it involved a spinning segment, a section of spinning. How would you describe yourself as a spinner?
Well, I think at times I can get aggressive. I think.
Yeah, no, hold it out, girl.
I do get aggressive at times, and then I would say also smooth, I guess.
Say it again like that. Smooth.
I guess. Yeah, I would say I have my first lap, maybe I would take it slow. Second lap, then I go full force.
Foot flat.
Aggressive. Yeah. So I would say I don't really have a spinning style. Every time it's just different meat, different sizes, depending on my mood.
Fair
I
enough.
take it from there.
Smooth with aggressive edges.
Yes.
Would that be
I
a
like
good
it.
tagline?
Yes.
Smooth with aggressive edges.
I love it.
So I got to ask you a question. It's a new segment, man. We're going to hit you up with, what are your fans? What is the most frequent question that you get on your DMs from your fan base?
First one is my number. Second one.
Straight up. Yo, girl, what's your number? I want to slide into your WhatsApp.
And then the second one is, can you please teach me how to spin?
I like that. But the first one was more genuine. I like that. Yo, what's your number, girl? I was wondering if we could, have a milkshake and something.
I usually do not answer when it comes to my number, but at times I'd be like, I'm not allowed to give my number out.
So when you do give your number out, do you go into research mode? Do you go into their profiles and who is this guy asking me for the number?
I just don't like giving my number out at all.
Because you're a private kind of girl.
Yeah.
And you got to earn that number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I give my mom's number. But she's okay with that because...
No, you did not say that. You give your mother's number?
Yes.
Imagine your mother at the office and there's a 16-year-old kid going to be like, hey, Mexican, hoe gaan dit? And your mother's like, hey, who you calling Mexican?
I have a reason for that because it's linked to my social media accounts. So even if they have to, but she suggested that it's there. So it's not like it's something that I'm doing.
So your mother is still the gatekeeper, a.k.a. the pit bull. She's still like, who's this gentleman here? And this one, and this one, and this one, like that. Is it a Friday night thing after dinner?
No.
Let's go see who's been DMing Ma.
No, it's linked to my account.
You said earlier, right in the beginning of the conversation, that spinning has brought a lot of eyes of new, and obviously with the answer to this question, do you feel that a lot of more boys and girls maybe are wanting to befriend you or be in your social circle?
No, in general, I can't really say because I'm not someone that makes friends easily or you'd find me outside. So I'm a bit of reserved. So to see whether someone wants to be my friend or not is a bit difficult because a lot of people don't just approach me. It takes a while for someone to be like, oh, but I've always wanted to be your friend, So it takes a while for that.
Do you find it easier to befriend people in the spinning circles now that you've been a part of it for 4 or 5 years?
I think so.
Because you got something to talk about and
it's something in common. But not all my friendship is based on.
So basically, if someone wanted to slide into your DM with the question, what's your number? You should come across as someone loving the world of spinning. So before I let you go, are you ready?
Yeah.
Top 5 spinners, boys and girls, mixed. Your
Mixed.
top 5 spinners, yeah.
Mine.
Oh, would you like? Oh, wait.
No,
I'll give you the
no.
option. No, I'll give you the option. I'll give you the option. I'll give you the option. So top 3 female spinners in your eyes, and then I want top 5 mixed, whatever you want.
Okay,
Hit me.
females. Females, obviously, number 1.
I know.
Kaylin.
I was gonna. You don't have to put them in podium position. Just any top 5. But yeah, no problem,
Yeah.
Kayla. We got you.
Kaylin's number 1. I would say Robin and Nalo. Nalo's also coming up really well. Not that I'm ranking now. It's not a
just
ranking.
mentioning.
I'm
We're just mentioning. We're
Yes.
friendly out here. We're
Yes.
mentioning. Yeah.
Males. Males is tough because the males are just every season, every match
Explosive.
I would say now Mano, Panjaro.
Hold on, pause. Notice the young brothers are coming up in the game. I'm just saying, pause. Carry on.
I stopped at Panjaro, right?
Yeah.
I would say Scorpion.
Oh, that's a nice name to mention. I like that. I
Scorpion.
like Scorpion.
Vernon. I don't know if you know Vernon. Who else is there?
I like
There's so
the
many.
fresh names that are coming through here.
Yeah. There's so many.
One more. Just need one more.
Bareng.
Bareng, I'm a BGB.
Bareng.
Yeah, he did his thing at Spin Wars XL, my man. He was throwing it down. Let me explore that a little bit. How did you enjoy Spin Wars XL? Because it was a phenomenal brand new venue.
For me, it was my first event, so my nerves was skyrocket. I'm not gonna lie, my nerves was. But it was a very nice experience.
It's a really nice venue.
Very nice experience.
Guys, if you haven't seen Spin Wars XL, go over onto social media. # Spin Wars XL. They had an amazing event, literally spinning on the water, like on the Hartepeersport Dam. Like
nice
it was
view.
super beautiful. When the sun came down, it was all like romantic and stuff. It was amazing. Right, in final words to all these people that have been sliding into your DMs and the ones that have been watching from a distance, to all the people that have created positive movement for you in the spinning industry, what words do you have for them?
I would say thank you a lot for encouraging me, believing in me, and always being there for me.
Just like that. Ladies and gentlemen, another epic Spin Sessions episode. Do not forget to check out the fresh merchandise available. We're going to hit you with the link. Follow it, purchase it, support the cause, support the platform that supports the scene. Once again, my name is Vic Pardal. Always a pleasure, always an honor. I'll catch you next week.